Alright, trust test hub here, and I'm not gonna lie, this one's a mess. My fiancée cheated on me with my brother, my family took their side, and then they had the nerve to uninvite me from Christmas. Yeah, you heard that right. Buckle up, because this story's a wild ride, and I'm still pissed just thinking about it. I'm not a writer, so this might be all over the place, but I need to get it out. Maybe you'll have some thoughts on this. I don't know. Let's dive in. It all started with weird vibes last November. You know those weeks where something feels off, but you can't quite pin it down? That was me. My fiancée, Rosalie, got weirdly obsessed with her phone, not just scrolling, but checking messages and hiding the screen when I walked by. I asked her about it, and she just said it was her group chat. I didn't push because, honestly, she's always been super social, and I'm not. I let it go. Then my brother Atlas came back into town for the holidays. My family treats him like he's a golden retriever. Everything he does is amazing. I'm just the other guy. Always have been. Not being dramatic, it's just facts. Growing up, Atlas got the spotlight, the easy route, while I was the backup plan. I'm used to it, but it still stings. So Atlas is back, and suddenly Rosalie's helping him get settled, showing him around the city. At first, I didn't think much of it. My family's always in each other's business, and she got along with him. But then it was every other day. One time I called her, and she said she was at home, but I could hear Atlas laughing in the background. I thought maybe she just didn't want me to crash their hangout, so I brushed it off. I trusted her. Why would I think anything else? But little things started adding up. Rosalie would bail on plans with me, lame excuses like helping my mom or being too tired. Then she'd post pics from dinners out, not with me. I checked one photo and saw Atlas's stupid red jacket in the background. I felt like I was going crazy, but I still didn't think they were together. Just thought they were being weird about hanging out without me. Then the real fun starts. My family's got this big group chat, like most families. My mom starts planning Christmas, same as every year, always at my parents' house. But this time I get a message from her, not even a call, saying it's probably best if I skip Christmas because it'll be too awkward with everything that's happened. I'm like, what the actual hell? I scroll back through the chat, and my dad and Atlas are chiming in about being mature and not making a scene. I text Rosalie, and she just says, I'm sorry, this is for the best. Like, what? I call my mom, and she just lays it out. Don't be petty. They're in love. You need to move on. I'm stunned silent. I ask if I'm hearing this right, and she says, yes, Atlas and Rosalie are together. It's serious. Be happy for them. I'm laughing like, is this a joke? Then Atlas gets on the phone and says, she chose the better man. Take the L. I almost drove over to their house right then. I hang up, check the group chat, and see they've all decided I'm not invited. My dad messages me directly. You were never good enough for her anyway. Stop acting like a victim. I don't even know how to describe what that felt like. Not anger, just nothing. So I grabbed my stuff from my apartment. Luckily, most of it was still in boxes because I was supposed to move in with Rosalie after the holidays. I pack up and drive to a friend's place, not even a close friend, just someone with a spare room who doesn't ask questions. I sit in my car outside their place for 10 minutes, scrolling through those messages again. I don't answer anyone. I just send one message to the family group chat. Thanks for showing me exactly who you all are. Makes it so damn easy to cut every one of you off. Then I leave the chat, block Atlas, my mom, my dad, Rosalie, all of them. I don't cry or scream. I'm just numb, then angry, then really angry. I can't believe I let them treat me like this for so long. It's not just this, it's always been like this. Atlas gets the better deal, and I'm just there to fill in the gaps when he's not around. I'm done with that. I text a couple friends to let them know I'm out, and they're like, are you sure? Maybe it's a misunderstanding. Nobody wants to believe people can suck this much. But my family's always been like this, just not this open about it until now. I don't go back to my parents' house. They keep texting, but I ignore it. I hear from a cousin that Atlas and Rosalie showed up to Christmas together, like it's no big deal. My mom posts a photo of them on Facebook, captioned, so happy for these two, be far. I think I was just a placeholder, someone to blame when things go wrong. Atlas gets what he wants, Rosalie wants the center of attention, and my parents want their star son to have it all. I was in the way. I get it now. I keep thinking about how quick they were to cut me out like it was nothing. Not even a fight, just a shrug and move on. I'm not going to sit and take it, though. I'm pissed, and I want them to feel even a fraction of what I felt. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do yet, but I have ideas. I know where it hurts for them, Money, comfort, reputation. I'm not breaking the law, but I'm not walking away like I never mattered. That's where I'm at right now. I'm done. I'm out. My family made their choice, and I'm making mine. If you're still here, thanks for listening. I don't even know if I want advice. I just needed to get this out. But trust me, this isn't the end. I'm not letting this slide. Stay tuned for part 2. Trust Test Hub fam.yo. Trust Test Hub back with an update. The first couple days after that whole mess felt like I was stuck in some alternate reality where nothing made sense. I kept waiting for someone to text me and say it was a prank. But nothing. Just silence. Not real silence, though. The kind where you know people are talking about you, just not to you. My phone buzzed with random group chat notifications, but nothing direct. I saw my cousin Helen's posts about family time and that pic of Atlas and Rosalie at the Christmas table, my mom smiling like she won the lottery. I blocked them after that, but it was too late. The image was burned in my head. Living out of boxes in my friend's spare room was as miserable as it sounds. I didn't even unpack, left half my stuff in the car because I didn't want to explain why my whole apartment was in my trunk. My friend didn't ask, just handed me a key and showed me the towels. I scrolled through my phone a lot, watched random TikToks to kill time, but everything reminded me of them. I uninstalled the app for a bit. The first week, I just went through the motions. Tried to eat, didn't talk much. An old friend, Sarah, texted, "Are you okay?" I said I was fine because I didn't want to get into it. She sent a thumbs up. That was it. People get awkward when stuff like this happens. Nobody knows what to say. I started thinking about how quick my family was to cut me out like it wasn't even a question. It's not just about Rosalie anymore. It's how they were always waiting for a reason to side with Atlas. Deep down, I knew my parents saw him as the one with potential. He was the one they bragged about. When we were kids, my good news got a "that's nice," but it was always, "Did you hear what Atlas did?" I was just the steady one. After the shock wore off, I got mad. Like, actually furious. I'd spent years letting them treat me like the backup plan. I did stuff for the family, helped with bills, fixed my parents' Wi-Fi, ran boring errands. It was just expected. Atlas never had to do any of that. My mom once said it was because I was more reliable. Like that was a compliment. I wasn't just reliable. I was the one handling all the crap they couldn't be bothered with. Here's the kicker. My parents have this rental property, nothing fancy, just a small place near their house. A while back, they asked me to co-sign some paperwork because Atlas couldn't qualify on his own. I said yes because I was trying to be the good son. So I'm still on the paperwork for that place. Atlas has been living there rent-free, with my parents covering utilities. I never saw a cent, which was fine until now. It pisses me off. Rosalie owes me money too. Not a ton, but enough. We split moving expenses and furniture for the place we were supposed to share. She kept saying she'd Venmo me her half, but forgot. I let it slide because I thought we were getting married. Now every time I see those old texts, I'll send it next week. I want to chuck my phone out the window. So my brain shifted from sad loser to, I'm not letting this go. I started digging through every invoice, Venmo receipt, and document my mom sent about the rental. I made a list. I'm not talking about petty revenge like gluing their locks. I mean hitting them where it hurts. Money, comfort, reputation. The more I dug, the more I realized how much I'd let slide. My parents assumed I'd never rock the boat. Big mistake. I talked to a friend who knows rental laws, not anything sketchy, just the basics, and found out that since I'm on the paperwork, I can force a sale of the property. They'd have to buy me out or let it hit the market. Atlas can't afford that, and my parents are stretched thin bailing him out. It's not a mansion, but without me they'd scramble. I started drafting an email to my parents. Hey, I'm pulling out of the property. You have 30 days to figure it out. I haven't sent it yet, but I'm going to. I want to time it right. Rosalie's not off the hook either. I made a PDF with screenshots of every text where she said she'd pay me back. I sent her a message. Here's what you owe me. I want it by the end of the month. She read it, didn't reply. I followed up, and she just hearted the message. Classic, mutual friends started reaching out, saying, sorry, but just move on. They seem happy. I asked one, you think what they did is okay? He said, IDK, Atlas said you were checked out anyway. That pissed me off more than anything. They always make it sound like I wasn't enough. I'm not letting that narrative stand. I sent some friends the screenshots, not to be petty, just to show what happened. Most didn't reply, but one said, damn, I didn't know it was like that. Another said, that's rough. Man, People don't want to get involved. My cousin Helen texted saying, "You could just let it go and find someone else." She's my mom's by T system. Here's the continuation of the voiceover script for your story, maintaining the exact narrative style, tone, and content, with the channel name replaced by Trust Test Hub. I'm picking up where the previous segment left off to complete the voiceover adaptation. Yo, Trust Test Hub, back with more of this wild story. My cousin Helen, always my mom's little messenger, texted me out of nowhere and said, "You could just let it go and find someone else." I told her I'm not interested in being part of the family drama anymore. She said, "Fine, but don't make it awkward for everyone." I asked how it's awkward for them when they're the ones who cut me out. She sent this long rant about family being complicated. I left her on red. Here's the wildest part. Rosalie and Atlas just moved in together like nothing happened. A neighbor told me they were already having people over, acting like a couple. My mom dropped off food for them the first week. My dad was bragging about Atlas finally settling down. I guess I was just supposed to vanish. But here's the thing, I'm not vanishing. I know what they care about: security, comfort, keeping up appearances. If I pull on those threads, they're gonna feel it. I'm not doing anything illegal, just enforcing what's mine. So next steps, I'm sending that email about the property. I'm following up with Rosalie about the money she owes me. I'm making it crystal clear to mutual friends what really went down so they can't rewrite history. I'm not being loud about it, just clear. I don't know how this is all gonna play out, but I'm done being quiet. If they think I never mattered, I'm about to show them how wrong they are. I'm just getting started. Stick around for the next part. Trust Test Hub fam. What's good, Trust Test Hub crew? Here's the next chapter. I didn't expect it to hit me when I sent that email about the property, but man, I was wrong. 5 minutes later, my dad's blowing up my phone. I muted it, watched it light up over and over. Then texts started rolling in. My mom, Atlas, my dad again. All, "What are you doing? Why now? Can we talk?" I left them on red, went for a walk, and blasted some old playlists. The city felt extra cold that day, but it cleared my head. I finally answered my dad after a million missed calls, mostly because I knew he'd show up at my door if I didn't. He started with, "This is ridiculous. You're being immature." I just said, "I want out. I'm not your cosigner anymore. You've got 30 days to buy me out, or it's getting listed." He argued, said Atlas can't afford it, said I was putting the family in a tough spot. I told him, "You made your choice. Now deal with it." My mom texted next, no chill, saying, "You always make things difficult for everyone." I shot back, "I'm not the one who made it difficult. I'm just not cleaning up your mess anymore." She called me selfish. I put my phone face down and made a sandwich like it was just another day. Atlas called that night. I picked up because I wanted to hear how he'd spin it. He started with, "Man, you really gonna do this? It's not that deep. We're family," I told him. "You can't screw me over and keep the free ride." He got mad, said I was ruining everything, said I was bitter. I told him to get a real job and pay rent like everyone else. Then he hit me with, "You're just jealous because she picked me." I laughed, hung up. He called back. I let it ring. The next day I followed up with Rosalie, sent her the screenshots and the PDF with everything she owes. I said, "I want this paid by the end of the month or I'm filing for it." She left me on red, then finally replied, "You're really going to be this petty?" I just sent the payment breakdown again. Nothing after that. My parents started group texting me with guilt trips. "We're your family. You're better than this. Why are you punishing us?" I didn't answer. Helen called, said, "Everyone's talking about how you're tearing the family apart." I said, "They shouldn't have picked sides." She said, "It's not that simple." I said, "It really is." She hung up. The group chat with mutual friends got heated. Someone screenshotted Atlas's vague story post about loyalty and snakes. I posted the receipts. No commentary, just facts. I messaged a couple friends directly. "If you're still talking to Atlas and Rosalie, that's your call, but don't bring their drama to me." A couple left the chat. One guy messaged, "I get it now. Sorry. Doesn't fix anything, but whatever. My parents called almost every night. Dad, Mom, sometimes both. Dad tried reasoning, yelling, even threatened to sue me over the property sale. I told him, 'Go ahead, I'm within my rights. You should have thought about consequences.' He yelled. I hung up. My mom tried the emotional angle, crying, saying I was tearing the family apart. I said, 'You did that when you chose Atlas over me.' She slammed the phone down. Atlas showed up at my friend's place one night. Wild, because I hadn't told anyone where I was. He banged on the door, yelling for me to come out. My friend opened the door, told him to leave, but Atlas pushed past. I met him in the hallway, and he got in my face, said, "You're not going to ruin my life over this." I said, "Looks like you did that yourself." He shoved me. I shoved back. My friend pulled us apart, told him to get out. Atlas kicked the door on his way out. My mom texted after saying, "Atlas told me what happened. You're out of control." I said, "If he shows up again, I'm calling the cops." She said, "Don't threaten family." I said, "Tell him to stay away." Every day it was something new. My dad said, "You have no idea what you're doing." "This is bigger than you." I said, "Not my problem." My mom texted, "You used to be the good one." I said, "I still am. Just not your doormat." Rosalie finally paid me, but only after I sent a formal demand letter. She sent it in 2 payments, then blocked me. I laughed when I saw her Instagram story a week later, something about learning who your real friends are. Real original. The property thing dragged on for weeks. My parents stalled, tried to get me to meet for a family discussion. My dad started with short texts. "Hey, call me," or "You got a minute?" I left him on read. My mom sent a long message about family coming first, how I was being stubborn, holding a grudge. I sent one word back, "No," then it kicked off for real. My cousin Helen called, talking fast, saying she's worried about Grandma because my parents are fighting. Atlas moved back in and things are bad. I said, "Not my circus." She asked if I was even a little sorry. I said, "Not even a little." She hung up. Atlas tried calling. I ignored him. He sent a wall of text. "You happy now? You've ruined everything. Hope it was worth it." I didn't reply. He called again, yelling, so I hung up. He called back, left a voicemail just breathing heavy for 30 seconds. Real mature. My mom sent a group text with me, her and my dad, all teary, saying, "Please, you're all we have left. It's not the same without you. Wanted a family meeting." I didn't reply. My dad said, "Your brother made mistakes, but you're being dramatic. We can fix this." I sent back, "There's nothing to fix. You made your choices." My Aunt Sarah called, said, "You need to stop this. Your parents are exhausted. Atlas is a mess. People are asking questions." I said, "Maybe they should have thought about that before." She got mad, said I was punishing everyone for something that wasn't about me. I said, "It was always about me. You just didn't care until it cost you money." She slammed the phone down. I heard Atlas and Rosalie broke up. She moved out, blocked him on everything. Apparently, she told people Atlas wasn't who she thought, and my mom was too much. Not shocked. Atlas got by on being the favorite, but he's not easy to live with when he's not handed everything. He tried crashing on a friend's couch and got told no. My parents are calling every day now, sometimes multiple times, just begging to talk. My dad showed up at my friend's place one night, stood outside calling my name. I didn't answer. My friend texted, "Bro, your dad's outside. Do I call someone?" I ignored it. Dad left. They started sending emails, long ones, pages about family and forgiveness, how they only wanted what's best for me. I hit archive every time. It's like they're performing for each other, not me. I know the pattern. If I go back, it's business as usual. Atlas on top, me cleaning up the mess. Not happening. The money from the property hit my account 2 weeks ago. I paid off some bills, set up a new place, didn't give them the address. My circle's tiny now, just a couple friends, no family. Life's quieter. My dad tried guilting me, saying, "If something happens to your mother, it's on you." I just said, "Don't." He didn't answer. My mom tried playing nice, said, "We just want to talk." I said, "You did enough talking before." There's little things. Saw Atlas at the grocery store, he looked away. My mom tried to corner me at the gas station. I drove off. My dad sent a rambling text about men standing together. It's all noise now. They treated me like the spare, only missed me when I stopped being useful. Atlas did what he did because he's always been told he can. My parents played along because he's the one they wanted to win. I had to end it because they never would. I'm not saying I feel amazing or got some big life lesson. I'm still angry, but I'm not sorry. If you're wondering whether to let family walk all over you, I hope this makes it clear. I don't know what's next, and I don't care. They can call, text, email. I'm not picking up. They wanted a winner. Now they can deal with what that looks like. That's it. Trust Test Hub fam. No sappy ending. Just done.